Hey YouTube, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the fountain pen companion created by Urban Hafner. Urban has a Patreon website, and here it is, that will allow you to basically log into his community of users who are using his fountain pen companion. If you subscribe to his channel on Patreon, and you know there's various subscription levels. It'll allow you to have different things as far as access. But one of the things that if you have a very large um, casual user, you can just sign up for $1, or you can make a regular user or power user. But if you sign up even as a casual user, if you've got a very large fountain pen collection, Urban will upload your fountain pens and your inks, but you have to put them into a Excel spreadsheet, excuse me, an Excel spreadsheet. So what I did, let me just get out of here, is I created an Excel spreadsheet with my fountain pens and then my ink database. So I created an ink database here. And once I created the ink database, I sent it over to Urban and asked him to upload it because I had several inks. You're not seeing all the inks here per se, but I've got a very extensive collection here of various fountain pens. Once you do all of that, let me just go back here. Just tab and go back. Um, you can log into your fountain pen companion. If you don't want to have Urban upload your fountain pens for you, you can do them manually on the site itself. Um, this is a really great ideal if you've got a pretty extensive collection. You have a lot of fountain pen inks. And if you want to kind of join the community of fellow fountain pen enthusiasts, and see what people are using and what they're pairing their pens with. I also wanted to do this for a couple of reasons. One of them is for insurance purposes, quite frankly. If anything were ever to happen to my fountain pen collection, I now have it in a centralized location where it's easy to find, catalog, etc. Even if I didn't have the Excel spreadsheet files, at least I have it on this website, and it would give me a rough jumping off point, hopefully, on the cost that I've spent on fountain pens. Excuse the camera shake. I'm going to just move this out and over for a second. Sorry about that. I had to turn off my notifications because they're going to keep popping up. So the great thing about signing up to this website is, like I said, there's the community aspect that's really cool that I haven't fully engaged with myself, so I can't speak too much about that. But what I have been trying to do is find a way to kind of keep track of the pens that I'm using and the inks that I'm using. And the reason why I want to do this is for a twofold purpose. One, just to see what pens I'm kind of going through. I've got a pretty large collection now of fountain pens. I want to see which ones I'm really using, because if there's pens that I'm not using that I own, it's probably time for me to think about getting rid of those or selling them. Inks as well, same thing. If there's inks that I have that I keep going through that are favorites, it's kind of clear that I actually like them versus just buying inks to say that I have said inks and the obtaining of an obnoxious amount, excuse me, the obnoxious amount of inks that I have. So hopefully with these kind of um, utilizing this subscription service or using this database system that Urban has created, I can basically kind of see what I'm using and what I'm not using, maybe what I don't need to buy versus what I need to buy, and also to see what pairings work really well. So if I've got my Pelican M400 and I keep using, let's say, Royer and Klinger green gold ink, and I really like that pairing and I'm really going through it, then maybe instead of buying a sample, I might need to buy bottles for certain kinds of inks, or I might need to consider switching it up, or trying it on another pen, etc. So you can kind of get the idea of maybe where this can work for you in your own current fountain pen collection, and what you have going on, or what you might think that you might want to continue going on. Sorry about that. For your fountain pen usage and your journaling needs. So with that being said, let's see if I've got this tab still logged in. Oh, I signed out already. So what happens is the community has this. There's leaderboards to see. I don't really care about leaderboards, but if you want to kind of see who's got the most pens and or ink, or what shades of ink, there's that. There's a forum. There's different users. There's also a community blog as well. Um, and so he's got a new posting from July 2021. I don't think he started a visualizer way back in 2021 too, 21 too, which is really cool. So you can kind of see what your color scheme and gamma is. So if you tend to like have, let's say, mostly blue inks, maybe you might want to branch out into other colors. So a good website for that is Mountains of Ink, has a really good review of different fountain pen inks, really good resource of that. But this also will tell you visually kind of where you're leaning. Like, so if you're a heavy pink or red family user, you might want to branch into other colors in your arsenal. Then you can look at your visualizer as well. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of get into where I'm at with this. I'm going to go ahead and log into my system here. I'm going to blank out my name here. I'll just do this way, and then I'm in. So with mine, I currently have 10 fountain pens inked. I have 12 entries. I have over here in my collections, I'm going to just swivel down here. I have 119 in my collection of inks. I've used 95. I've swabbed 102 of my inks. And then you can look at other stats when it comes to your fountain pens. I have 92 fountain pens. And looking at my inks, here's what some of my inks look like by brand. And then there's the visualization, right? So as you can see, I've got a wide range of inks. I've got them grouped by brand, so I can look at my blues, I can look at my pinks, I can look at my oranges, etc. I think this is a really cool and very handy website for you to actually know what you have and know what you use. Um, I have, I think now, an extraordinary number of fountain pens, far more than I thought I was going to ever own. I've gotten quite carried away with my fountain pens. I love most of them, but there's some that I know right now that I don't love. And I will probably be destashing at some point in 2023 and keeping the ones that I really love and I really truly use a lot versus the ones that I don't. Like, I know that I have a high number of Coeco Sports, but I know that I don't love all of the Coeco Sports that I have. So I'm going to have to think about maybe getting rid of some of those. And there's other brands that I absolutely love, like my pilots, but I might not love all of my pilots. So I might be, again, destashing or trying to trade or sell off some of the ones that I have. So there's ways that I really do feel like this website and this service that Urban is providing is very, very beneficial. I will put all of his links below um, in my description box. I highly encourage you to check out this website. I am not sponsored by Urban. Urban did not ask me to do this video. It's just something that when I started looking at this website last year, after I went to the DC Pen Show and overheard this floating around at the DC Pen Show and checked it out, that I instantly knew that I wanted to do a video for my channel about this. So that's all I really have today. I forgot to show you guys the leaderboard section. So here's my rankings in the leaderboard. I am by far not in the top, which I did not expect to be. Inks, bottles, samples, and brands and submissions, I'm unranked. But there are leaderboards and people in the community who have way more inks than I do, way more bottles than I do, way more samples, and way more brands. So, but if you wanted to see what other people's brands, inks, samples, and bottles are, you can check out the leaderboard on this website as well. I'm not going to dive into it. I think that would be an encouragement if you're interested to check it out yourself. All right, back to the regular content. I hope you found this video very beneficial. I hope that you consider this to use in your own arsenal to kind of see where you are and where you want to go to or what you need to get rid of. But I hope that you found this to be very helpful. All right, without any other thing going on right now, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys had a happy holiday season. By the time this posts, it will probably be early February. I plan on having some content coming back from Europe. I'm going to have some future videos coming up of my adventures looking at various stationery stores in the UK and France. I hope you stay tuned for that. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and thank you so much for checking out my channel. Bye.